We got 40 questions here. I can't spend a lot of time on each one of these because, well, if I spend a minute on each one, it would be here 40 minutes. These are not arranged in any particular order other than alphabetical so that they would be random. Now, keep in mind, this is not a test to see if you have Asperger syndrome. This is a test to consider whether or not you should seek a diagnosis. But it's not an official test. It's not a professional test, but it's just something for you, just a personal tool for you to take. All right, let's take a look at some of these questions. Now let's take a look at all of them. Number one is the ability to do hard work for a sustained period of time. If you answer yes to say 10 or more of these, then maybe you ought to consider seeking a diagnosis from somebody who is qualified in diagnosing autism spectrum disorders. Number two, abnormal speech rhythm, or I would add abnormal speech patterns. Number three, annoyed when your routines are interrupted. That's presuming that you have routines. Number four, bouts of anxiety. Number five, commonly misunderstood. You know what you mean, you know what your intentions are, so other people don't quite catch on. Number six is depressed. Sometimes you get depressed. Is that a part of your daily life or commonly part of your life? Number seven, difficulty finding a mate. A lot of people with Asperger syndrome spend their entire life not having a mate, not having a romantic relationship of any kind. Number eight is difficulty holding a job. That is because you just don't fit in socially, not because you can't do the job. Number nine is you dislike change. Number 10, don't understand verbal cues and social norms. Number 11, eating disorder. Let me stop on eating disorder. I was doing some research on this on the internet, and that typically involves women who have a problem with anorexia, but not necessarily exclusively that. Number 12, education level lower than ability level. I assume that's because when you go to school to get your education, you find yourself frustrated by social rejection, plus you have the sensory difficulties with the sounds and sights and so forth. Employed below ability level is number 13. Number 14 is find eye contact very difficult or discomforting. 15, flat effect in facial expressions. When I make these videos, I think I am being very animated. Then I go back and watch the videos, and I'm wondering, where's that animation? Where are those expressions? So apparently, people with Asperger syndrome, maybe we think we're being very expressive, very animated, but it doesn't come across that way. So we're apparently not as animated as we think we are, and other people notice. Number 16 is flat effect in voice. Number 17, I've always felt different. You may have been jokingly called a space alien or something akin to that. Hypersensitive to criticism. Hypersensitive to certain sounds, maybe high-pitched sounds. Some people with Asperger syndrome, I've heard, are very sensitive to whistling or whistling sounds. Some are sensitive to the sound of silverware when people touch their teeth with their silverware. Kind of odd sounds like that. No long-term romantic relationships, kind of like the other one we talked about. Number 21, not emotional. It's kind of like you go to a ball game and everybody gets excited when your team scores a point, and, you're happy too. You just don't express it. Number 22 is obsessive-compulsive disorder. 23 is obsessively honest, even at your own detriment. People with Asperger syndrome typically have a difficult time lying. Now, I've talked to some Aspies, and they told me, hey, I lie all the time. So, not necessarily everybody. And again, just 10 of these should be enough to cause you to consider getting a formal diagnosis. Forgot where I was. Okay, number 22, obsessive-compulsive disorder. We did that one. 23, obsessively honest, even at your own detriment. 24, odd gestures when speaking. Number 25, offended easily. Number 26, perceived as shy or introverted. 27, are you a perfectionist or something akin to that? Number 28, poor social skills. That, by the way, is one of the bigger ones. 29 is punished at school without just cause. I recall when I was in kindergarten, Mrs. Hobson made me stand behind the piano because some other kid was talking to me. That was unjust punishment. By the way, standing behind the piano was kindergarten jail back in 1957 or whatever. I keep talking and losing my place. Number 30, rigid schedules and patterns. Routine eating habits. I tend to eat the same thing every Monday, the same thing every Tuesday, same thing every Wednesday, so forth. Number 32, severely bullied at school because, well, you're a space alien. Number 33, sleep disorders. There's a lot of different kinds of sleep disorders. Number 34, socially isolated. Not necessarily by will, but sometimes by other people or maybe by both. 35, strong attachment to animals. That is a strong indicator of Asperger syndrome, which I don't have. I don't have any attachment to critters of any kind. I have no problem with critters as long as somebody else owns them and takes care of them. 36, substance addiction such as drugs and alcohol. My addiction is to Diet Pepsi. Talk obsessively about a preferred topic. Talk about something that you're really interested in, and it turns out you're the only one interested in it. Number 38, taunted by children even though you are an adult. So apparently you carry that weirdness, that space alien element of your personality. 39, tics or stimming. That is self-stimulating. You might rock back and forth like I do all the time or flap your hands, whatever. Then finally, number 40, unable to read facial expressions. That's another one that I don't seem to have a lot of trouble with. So, how did you do? Let us know if you want in the comment section, and let us know maybe if we left anything off the list. I'm sure we have. There are probably hundreds of such questions, rather. Now, one of the questions that we mentioned at the very top of it was number 2 is abnormal speech rhythm. When I do these videos, you can hear that all the time throughout the videos. Sometimes I will try to say 2 words. I will think rather of 2 words at the same time, and I will put those together. For example, the other day I think yesterday, when I made a video, I wanted to say the word chat and talk. Those 2 words came to mind, and what I said was chalk. Just put them together. And if I were to go back and correct all the speech pattern, speech rhythm mistakes that I make, I could never finish a video. I'd spend my whole time editing and re-editing and re-editing. On your screen, what you see are 2 rectangles. If you like what you see, want the conversation to continue, well, just click one of those. We keep on having our conversation, but if not, we want to thank you for stopping by, and see you all next time.